bad, me sick, me Reggaeville.
Reggaeville family, this is the Reggaeville Easter special coming to you from Dortmund, Germany, from the junkyard. And fresh off the stage is the wonderful and amazing talent that is Janeel Mills. How are you feeling now?
I'm good. I'm great. Great. Love the vibes.
Yeah, man, I loved watching you. That was so full of soul, you're so in the zone when you're on stage, it really catches.
And just the music, man, it's not just being on stage, it's off stage too, so it's a lifestyle. We live music, so it shows. Yeah, man.
Yeah, definitely shows. You're here in Europe now. Originally, you hail from Seaview Gardens in Kingston, Jamaica, which is, I would say, a dancehall community because Shabba come from there, Dexter Ups, Elephant Man, Bounty Killer, be a dancehall people. Is that a vibe you can feel in the streets, that dancehall vibe there?
I mean, yeah, the people them love and respect them, and for real, they brought dancehall to a place where, we as Jamaicans can really appreciate it. So big them from that. Them come from my neighborhood, say, don't know me, I have to big up Seaview every time. Yeah, and I'm proud of them, man, proud of them.
I use the word community to describe that piece of land there. And you once said in an interview that ghetto is a state of mind. And that's why I deliberately chose to use a word that has no negative connotation. But still, tell me a bit about how was growing up in Seaview Gardens? How was childhood like?
Childhood was fun. I wasn't the type to be on the road. My parents never insisted. They were like, the books first, nothing but the books first. As any normal parent would, suggest for their children and stuff like that. But, we get a little room to play and stuff like that. And I dabbled in the music because music was played in my household. All genres was played in my household. And that is how I developed the love, and the appreciation for the music that I'm doing now.
But I think your parents didn't see a career in music at first, right?
Nah, they wanted me to be, the doctor, the lawyer, the teacher, all of that. Music was never in the forefront of their minds, but I'm glad I chose it. Well, it's not me choose it still, it's it choose me. So I'm glad it chose me, and I'm doing it now. And they're proud too. So big up mommy and daddy.
Yeah, man, I'm a must. But you're doing that already since high school days, right? And you had a band there, and you participated in a whole lot of band contests, and were very successful with that. Rick Jam was also part of that. Tell me a bit about that school band and what you achieved with that.
So Rick Jam and I attended the St. Andrew Technical High School, which we call it in Jamaica Stats, and it was such a pleasure and an honor to owning my craft there. That is where I feel like the singing thing actually developed, working alongside Rick Jam and a lot of musicians who are now still in the industry. But it made me who I am. It shaped me and it molded me, and I'm really appreciative of it. I'm big up to Miss Henry, because if it wasn't for you, my mom wouldn't have made me join the music club. So big ups to you, Miss Henry.
Of course. Tell us a bit about the significance of those school band contests and that what young people and young talents do in Jamaica, especially for those outside of Jamaica.
Mm-hmm. It helps, first of all, it helps shape you. If music is your career or music is what you're going to choose, it actually helps you to develop and own your skills. It helps you to be well-rounded as well, because you're listening to the different type of genres. This is where you get the different exposure, and people start to see you from them time. We enter local competitions like JCDC and All Together Sing, which are being streamed on the television, so people actually are seeing your talent. But really and truly, it is a beautiful thing to be a part of those competitions, because it helps you develop who you are. Yeah.
And I mentioned Rick Jam. You are now on tour with Roman Virgo. You have done works also with George Nooks, to name Nadine Sutherland, for example, Julian Marley, a whole lot of big people. On one hand, the Jamaican music industry is huge in comparison to the size of the country, right? On one hand, that's great because you will always find people to work with. On the other hand, that might be at some point a crab in a barrel kind of situation. How do you personally experience it, and how do you work with that?
For me, listen, let me tell you, music is not it's not a hobby. Some people look at it as a hobby. As I said to you before, it's a lifestyle, so you have to want it. But working with those established acts too, it actually shaped me so much, because you're seeing them doing it, and you fall in love with it more and more. So the support I get from them, it's actually them who actually push me to, you know, step out in front and say, hey girl, own your craft, you can sing, do it, make us see you do it. You need material for yourself. And so I appreciate their kind words and, you know, the motivation. And I'm here today, so we can't left them out. You know, them already paved the way for me. And I've helped supporting them and made their thing, you know, solid. And them I do the same for me. So I just appreciation and love all the time.
So it was really them saying like, yo girl, go to the forefront. That was never a thing that was on your mind?
Nah, because remember, I'm getting comfortable singing, you know, being a supporting vocalist, because we don't say background singer in Jamaica, we say supporting vocalist, right? So I was okay with being that because I was singing for, you know, upcoming and established acts. But the urge that they nudged in me, and I was like, girl, you can sing, so why you not do it? And I tried it. My first single was In the Ghetto, produced by Philip McFarlane. And then the people them want more, the people them request more. So I just got to give the people what they need. And I'm so thankful that they motivated me. Trust me. I love this thing, Munchie.
Yeah, man, as I said, we can truly feel that. And I mean, it's not just your singing skills, but it's also your lyrics, because you put out always a positive message. I think that's very important to you. Do you also, when you already write, project what impact your words might have on the people then?
Yes. Music is not just lyrics and beat. You know, as I say, you have to feel it, whether it be something that you experience or something that somebody else experience, you know, for just put words, because anybody can put words to a beat, you know, but it has to be meaningful. It has to come from a place where people can appreciate and feel it, because sometimes all people need is just motivation, you know, like inspiration. And to keep the positivity alive right now, we need that in our music. Trust me, we need it.
Yeah, man. And today you presented to us the song Hope. I think everybody felt that. You know, tell me a bit about that single and what motivated that.
That single, it come from a place deep within. You know, the world is going crazy right now. We need a little bit of hope. You know, people sometimes them feel down all the time, because it's not every day me and you get up we're gonna feel like, hey, Munchie, we can do this. We need each other. You know, so people need to spread hope and love too, not just hope. So we need the reminder that even when we're feeling down and low, listen, we have to keep going, because that go make we get a big break, or that big break is just right over on the next side of you, you know, fighting the fears and holding back. So we need hope to inspire the people. Yeah, and that's how that song came about, because the people need to hear it right now.
Thank you so much for these words. Have you always been that type of a positive person, or how would you in general describe your character?
I'd say for me, I don't really talk a lot, Munchie, and I feel like everybody see that. I don't really talk a lot. I'm a very reserved person, but for me, you always have to keep a positive perspective in life, because if not, you might fall short real quick. And if you fall down, you're not sure if you're going to get back up. So you have to keep reminding yourself that no matter what, we're in this, we win it. If it not work out now, it's going to work out them time there. So you just have to keep that. But for me, I'm always a positive person. That's my life.
And we can surely expect more positive music coming from you. Is there something you're working on right now, or do you have a project coming up? What is there from Janeel's in 2025?
Right now, we're just working on building our catalog, because, you know, I just released the latest single. It's called Hope. Yeah, it's on all streaming platforms, so you can go out and stream it. But it's just recording more singles right now to get the catalog, you know, bigger and better, so we can tour the whole of Europe. You know, we can bring Munchie with me and stuff like that. So yeah, so the world can know. Who Janeel Mills is. So we're just working, and we're consistently working on bettering our craft and making the world know who Janeel Mills is. So just be on the lookout.
That sounds like a great plan, man. Janeel, you already reached far. You're enriching our hearts tonight, our ears and our souls. Thank you so much for sharing the music and sharing the words with me today. Enough love and blessings.
Thank you, Munchie, so much for having me. Give me a hug, man.
Me bad, me sick, me Reggaeville.